Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is Wednesday, May the 16th, and this will be our chart lesson today. I'm getting to this really late today, and I almost didn't do one, but I missed one last week, so I didn't want to leave most of you hanging. I know a lot of you look for this every day, and it helps you with your trading, so I want to try to do them. So anyway, I'm going to do this one real quick. I'm going to try to keep this around 5 minutes today. Normally I can't hit 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to do about a 5 minute chart lesson here because it is late and I've got I need to get out of here, and I didn't really intend to be here this late, to be honest with you, but had some other things going on. But we really, we started out with this uptrend, and I forgot to put this on here. But you can see we had this trend line right up through here. We had the break right around 8:30 or so, and this was a great setup. And hopefully you saw this, but there's your trend line, and I got it off these first couple of swings, but you could actually get this one off these first two bars down here, and that happens a lot, and that's kind of how I got this one up here. But hopefully you saw this original setup, because this was a sweet setup, and prices rocketed quickly to a new high. Any runners were easily safe, but you can see this was right around the open, right in here, and we opened up with a break of the trend line. But look at all these overlapping bars, and when we broke lower and failed and pulled back up and closed here, I mean, this is kind of a double, this is really a double bottom across here too. So this is a failed break lower, the first real break of the trend line, so we know prices are probably going to go higher. So we got people trapped right here, and I just love these setups, because I guarantee you there's some of y'all watching that got short right there, and that's easy money for people that understand price action. And if you got long, this is your signal bar right here. You get long above that, your stop goes right here, but there was never any question here. Prices took off quickly, and this happened real fast right here, so you had to be prepared for this. And I'll be honest with you, I just bought this blindly down here. When we came down here and we started getting stuck, I just bought here, and I can't remember if it was in this bar. It was after the 8:30 open, but I think it was probably in this bar right here. And so I had to hang on a minute, but I did expect prices to probably break lower, and so but I had my 2-point stop in there, and it didn't even come close to hitting my 2-point stop, and then it was off to the rocket up through here. And this was a great trade, and this was right around news time. There was some news that came out too, somewhere right in there. I can't remember exactly what time it came out. But the biggest thing is, you've heard me talk about this before, that the news doesn't matter. All the news does is make things move quicker, but the price action is still valid even during the news, so just remember that. But this was a great buy right here. If you had to, you could drop one in here somewhere. Since it didn't pull back, there's a chance that, and it opened right there, there's a chance that some of you may have missed this trade. But if you did, you missed a great one, and this was a quick, easy 4 or 5 points. And once it started overlapping and getting stuck here, that was a great place to exit. And then we came down here, and this was a second entry long, but after this bullish move, I was expecting another equal leg, to be honest with you. And so this was another great entry, an easy scalp, but we didn't get anything more out of that. And when prices failed and turned back down right here, especially with this little double, you got this break higher, then a pullback, and then a second attempt to go higher. So that trapped some longs more than likely on this little breakout pullback long. So going short right there, it was an easy scalp. You didn't get anything more than that, but you should have had your trend line right here, suspecting that maybe prices are going to trend lower. And this is a breakout pullback short off the trend line, a failed second entry long. Actually, I don't know if this failed, but you didn't want to be going long right here. With prices breaking below the EMA, with a double top over here and all that. So this was a good short, and by this time I was looking for prices to come back down and test this area, at least test this again, but to probably test this. And you can see that's exactly where we went. We actually went lower than that. So this was another great move. So this trade and this trade right here alone could have made you all the money you need to make today. And this is a pretty strong move. This is a breakout pullback short. You could have taken this one. I didn't like this one because that's too bullish of a move. We weren't yet back to the trend line either. But this was a second entry short in a downtrending market, so this one was good. And this was really another breakout pullback second entry short. So this one would have worked too. If you took this one, it was okay. But I didn't like it because it was really getting choppy in here, and there was some strong support right here. So I didn't like this. And you actually should have had this line back down here by this time. You got another short right here, second entry short. There's two legs back to the trend line. And then same thing right here, second entry short, two legs back to the trend line. Remember the trend line and support and resistance, that's your key entry points. There were actually some longs in here off this support. By the time we were getting here, we had a wedge shape and it was too small, so nothing else in here after this little second entry here. But this was another second entry short right here, and this was the first real break of this trend line, because you could have had your trend line drawn right here, and that was probably more valid actually. I don't know why I moved that over. But right there off those two swings, and you can see this, that made this a very valid trend line. This is the first break, and it's a nice setup. It's also a breakout pullback short. It's also a second entry short. So a lot of reasons to like that trade. This was a pretty good, pretty strong bullish move, but it is a second entry short, so nothing wrong with it. And then we had two legs to a new low. I thought we had two legs to a new low, but sometimes it's hard to tell. And let me just show you this real quick. Here's your first leg down really, and then a pullback. Let me get this precise. I just want to see exactly how close this is. I can see it with my eyes, but there's your first leg, and then there's your second leg, and look at there, perfect, pretty much measured move, and then prices reversed. So this was your two legs down to the new low, and I thought this was it, but when this wasn't an equal move, it was nothing wrong with going long in here. But it was really getting late in the day, so I didn't mark any of this. But if you went long down here, that was okay too, because there is a long. There were several overlapping bars, but we've had a pretty good move down. We've had at least two legs, even though this was two legs and a single leg. But I was looking for prices to come back up here. So if you did take this, I wasn't trading here, but there was nothing wrong with that long if you decided to take that after this break below this double bottom. You can see that double bottom right there. That's a failed break lower, and that's usually what happens the first time. It's very rare that prices break through and keep going like this right here, but even then you see it came back and tested it, and that's what we expect to happen almost every single time. So that's 8 minutes worth. Sorry that this was kind of rushed tonight, but I've had some other things going on that I've been busy with, and I apologize, but hopefully you at least get to see what I saw today and compare your trades to mine, and that's the main thing. And so keep working on it. I did get an email from somebody today saying they had a really bad day, but I got an email from somebody else that they had a really good day. So if, like I said before, if you have a bad day, or if you're having a couple of bad trades in a row, just get up and take a break, walk away, call it quits for the day, or at least walk away temporarily and take a break and get refreshed, and then come back and start over. I promise you it will make a difference in your trading. And so keep that in mind. And I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.